Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is,
Of course, if it's going to be the finale, you may as well go out a champion. That is what Detroit City FC is here to do tonight, along with thousands of others. That's right, folks. It's going to be a party in Detroit, and no one's sleeping tonight. Alongside John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule. Welcome to our Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College. And John, as we take a look at Detroit City FC and what they've done this season, certainly high honors. They are a champion. As we check out the starting 11, this will be a fitting victory lap for those 11 men there.
You know what? They've earned it right there with number 20, Yazid Matthews, the man who scored the goal to beat the Cosmos, the man who scored the goal that won the Members Cup championship. He's up top partnering with Sean Lawson again. One final run out for those great players. One final chance for Nate Steinwasser's Clean Sheet Company to add another little mark to the resume. Those fellas have earned the right to play a celebratory 90 minutes. And as the NGS Detroit Tifo said tonight, the quote from Pele, if you are first, you are first. If you are second, you are nothing. And the Detroit City FC boys on the pitch tonight get a chance to go out knowing they're first in front of their fans. And there it is, the Tifo with Detroit City FC atop the standings. The entire NGS Tifo crew planning that, painting it in less than a week after the club clinched the title on Wednesday out in Pontiac. Just a fun night for a club that started at Cas Tech in front of 1,000 fans to play one more time at Keyworth today before they take the next step to the professional ranks next year.
Very kind of the Northern Guard as well to save Adam and Max and the whole crew here the trouble of creating table graphics. They brought their own here tonight. So Detroit City FC, no matter what happens, they will walk away champions of the NPSL Members Cup. So tonight, to quote Dave Chappelle, it's a celebration. And that's what it is here tonight at Keyworth. 90 minutes as Nate Steinwasser makes his way back to his office. And certainly, John, their stats we'll get into throughout the course of the evening. Just 3 goals conceded in Members Cup play, and it starts with number 1.
It does. He's been so great. But really, in addition to number 1, it's his relationship with his back line. That back 4 for City in Members Cup play has really been a cohesive unit. And Nate, I think more so than at any other time in his tenure with City, has really proven himself to be a champion goaltender. He is one who can provide stability. He's one who can provide leadership. He's one who's grown tremendously in Rouge and Gold, and that really is the mission of this club.
That ball played over the line as we are underway here at Keyworth Stadium. Let the party begin, and the Northern Guard and all the supporters here have already, as you can see, the dark smoke fills the air, the crisp fall air, 53 degrees at the opening kick, but it will be a lot warmer all evening long.
You know, normally, Neil, we start with keys to the game. There's only one. Enjoy.
Absolutely. Everybody have a good time. Of course, here in the area, the party will commence here at Keyworth. We'll move over to the City Clubhouse later on. It's going to be a long run, everybody, so just buckle up. Torrent with the control.
Dare I say, pace yourselves?
Absolutely, everybody. Pace yourselves, or not. You know what? I'm not here to be anybody's parent tonight.
Listen,
you do what you feel you need to do.
If you're not going to do that, then I calmly suggest you look at the advertising hoardings behind the Keyworth wall end at the big word lift and use it. Can we just get that out there now for the evening?
Yazid Matthews, the target up ahead. And as you talked about, John, it was his goal on Wednesday in Ultimate Soccer Arena that provided the difference. He's second in the Members' Cup in scoring this year, is Yazid Matthews. 4 goals during the competitions. Lawson with the touch, tried to poke it to Cyrus Sadie. Some heavy pressure. Hurtado plays it to the keeper. The keeper here tonight, Kevin Tenho.
The fun part about the way that Yazid plays and the way he finishes is that he finishes team goals. You take a look at the goal that he scored against Michigan Stars, the goal that he scored against the Cosmos. It's a result of build-up play. You know, I was listening to your City Radio podcast following that.
That cross gets all the way through. The strike is played off the line. Oh, a prime opportunity for Bakey Goodman. That may have hit a City player that was on top of the line.
And that came very quickly and plays right into what I was about to say. So many times Yazid on the end of great service from the wings when those fullbacks bomb forward, and we saw there quick cross from the wing, and Bakey just not able to put it home.
So the best opportunity of the night so far, as we're in the 4th minute, goes to Detroit City. And that match against the Michigan Stars, make no mistake, I don't have the official Mitch Gatsky numbers, but the official Neil Rule numbers were about 80% possession for City in that match. They just possessed the ball the entire time. As that cross sent in, and Nate Steinwasser off the line to make the grab, it was a match they thoroughly and utterly dominated against a team that wasn't really interested in playing, especially in the first half.
Do you know what the fun part about that is, though? That's a match that Trevor James will put on his trophy case. Because, and not just because it clinched the Members' Cup for DCFC. That's the kind of match that City in previous years and even earlier in this season struggled with. When the other team clearly was parking the bus against you, you had the inability to find the window. This time, it was clear, and I remember the question was asked to you on the City Radio podcast, did the Stars even want to play in the first half? No, they didn't.
No, they weren't interested.
And so when you're parking the bus, championship teams find the window, and that's exactly what City did.
Took a few minutes, but they did get it done. Remember, we'll be taking your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity throughout the evening. As you may figure, they've been lining up. Alex But Spooky tweets at us, I've been watching the match at the City Clubhouse, mentally preparing myself, more importantly, physically preparing the bar for the after party. The City with the possession. There's Yazid Matthews again to Bakey. Bakey to Lawson. Lawson sends it back. Sharp pass to Richard Bryan. Bryan through some contact. His cross, short hops at the keeper's feet. And Tenho makes the grab. Tenho, formerly with the New York Cosmos, has played 8 matches this year for the Milwaukee Torrent.
Full credit, by the way, there to Bryan, who could have stayed down and tried to draw the foul. That was a late challenge, but instead fought through the contact and still tried to send it in on goal. You know, I cannot help but feel, Neil, that tonight's match is really the conclusion of what has been a season-long changing of and passing of the guard for Detroit City FC. And what really hammered it home for me was the pregame ceremony honoring Dave Edwardson and Seb Harris, who were such...
That ball just over top of the frame. Detroit City dangerous here in the first 5 minutes.
Buzzing around goal and making the keeper tip over the bar. Tenho, nice job to get up. And it'll be a City corner.
Corner service inside the 18.
And going back to what I had referenced earlier, the pregame ceremony honoring Seb Harris and Dave Edwardson. They'd been such loyal servants of this club in its amateur days, coming back, playing, being stalwarts of the club, leaders of the club, and as they take their bows and and have their swan song tonight, you see the next generation of City on the pitch getting ready to lift the trophy, and that really is something that is important for a club like this as it grows, a grassroots club furthering its roots, is that once you have that initial generation that gets people involved, you need the next generation to come in and carry that torch. And I think this season, under what Trevor James has done, the system he's been able to use, the players he's been able to bring in, it really is kind of that chrysalis breaking open, and the next generation of what City is and its ethos as it makes the transition. A very important year for this club.
Torrent now with the control, but it's been all City early on. Detroit City FC coming in with that 8-0-1 mark as that play is whistled down in Members Cup play. And as we said earlier, Detroit City FC conceding just 3 goals. Now, as a matter of fact, John, Detroit City FC has not lost a league match since they faced off against Kalamazoo back in May. And I promised you a good stat about that.
You did. You teased it.
My son was an elementary school student the last time they lost a league match. He's now a junior high veteran. He's in junior high now. He was in elementary school. An entire summer vacation went by. Now he's a seasoned junior high vet. That's how long it's been since they've lost a league match.
That's strong.
His life has changed.
Yes.
I mean, think about that for a minute.
That is a sobering strong number, my friend.
His life has changed in the time that Detroit City FC has lost a league match. It is just an incredible run. Oh, by the way, there's a victory over a Liga MX team in that run as well. So again, just to give you just a 30,000-foot view of how special this season has been for Detroit City. And what Trevor James has done, of course, spent 10 years in the MLS as an assistant coach for the LA Galaxy and Portland Timbers. Also was director of scouting for the Chicago Fire. That man that you just saw on your screen has come in here and delivered in every aspect.
And it's so much more than what he does on the pitch. He has truly embraced what it is to be a part of this club, what it is to be a part of the City spirit and this club's values. I knew that I liked Trevor when I hadn't met him yet, and I saw Lindsey Pearson tweeting about the fact that she had told Trevor that she liked Landon Donovan, and all of a sudden, one day on her desk was Landon Donovan's swag. He came in and wanted to assimilate to the club, not ask the club to assimilate to him. That's
right.
An important thing. If you're going to replace someone who was so beloved as a manager as Ben Pearman was among the fan base, even with the resume that Trevor James had, you had to come in and be City, not ask City to be something else. And Trevor James has succeeded at that beyond his wildest, beyond, I guess, our wildest expectations, even to the point where he felt comfortable on the coach's show, throwing a little shade at other Michigan soccer environments, just knowing his audience and knowing what this club is.
Diego Hurtado with the control, formerly with the New York Cosmos and Miami United. He's got 4 yellow cards this season. And what John, of course, is referring to, the City Radio podcast, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. Just search City Radio, Detroit City FC, whatever you want to do, and enjoy. You can subscribe. And here comes Milwaukee, and that whistle will sound from behind as James Vaughn, the guilty party, with the takedown.
Coming in a little late there. We've played 11 minutes of this match, and City been buzzing. This is really the first concerted attack that Milwaukee has had, and that's a bit of a professional foul there just to stop things up.
Carlos Cordoba, the head coach for the Milwaukee Torrent. Now, he's formerly the head coach of the Miami Fusion of the MLS. Also a longtime assistant for the Dallas Burn, which is now FC Dallas. His playing career 9 years for Boca Juniors. So this environment here for him
Is mild.
compared to some of the places he's been during his playing days with Boca Juniors. I shared that story with some people in the parking lot on the way in. They said the exact same thing. It's easy for him tonight. Lacerda lines it up. Lacerda steps into it, fires it right into the wall.
Nice job by the City Wall to hold firm there.
Mawson out to pressure. Chipped with the right foot by Barone. Cross played over the line. Throw-in coming up, so really, John, the first sustained possession for Milwaukee here in the 13th minute.
Look at Bakey Goodman work in the corner. Forced the turnover, and now City on the counter. Great ball out wide.
Danny Deacon with Yazid Matthews. Deacon has to turn back. That allows Milwaukee a chance to recover. Richard Bryan's on the right wing. Tried to go through to Yazid Matthews. Boy, Yazid Matthews is feeling it tonight. He's going to bust through in a little bit.
The thing about Yazid is he never stops running. When Danny Deacon turned inside because he had to, Yazid changed his run, knowing where the guy with the ball was, to try to give Deacon an option, and Danny tried to take it.
Lacerda in the middle. Long ball sent ahead. Tendai Jadida looking for a flag, will not get it. Jadida sends it over the line, so the throw-in coming up for Milwaukee. But again, John, probably the best 3-minute stretch for the Torrent here this evening.
Well, it's a little slow to get started. Also, you know, they wanted to kind of get the lay of City and allow City the rush that would come from starting this match and being honored as champions. Now they're settled in, and they certainly have the talent.
There's some service inside the 18. 50-50 ball won by Detroit City. Deacon escorts it over the line.
Remember, Milwaukee can play with Detroit City. It was a 1-0 City win in Milwaukee, but it was a Milwaukee own goal.
That was the story, right?
Gave City the victory. So it was not for Milwaukee's lack of ability to play and to match up with City physically.
They have some veteran players as we take a look at the replay brought to you by Baker College. Danny Deacon clearing out some space, I guess you would say.
Danny Deacon committing a foul is what I would say, but that's, you know.
Well, it goes hand in hand with clearing out the space, I guess.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. Sadie, a beautiful touch. And just stopping that, Capozzucci able to break up what would have been a high-quality scoring chance for Detroit City.
Nice job by Richard Bryan there to keep moving.
We talked about Carlos Cordoba and his experience playing with Boca Juniors. There's an Argentinian flavor to this Milwaukee roster. Leonardo Ariel, Argentina native. He played with La Plata in Argentina's first division. He also had a game-winning goal against the Stars last Saturday, but also a few others. Santiago de Imperio, Argentinian native as well. So he's a guy that's played the way he played as a player, where he grew up, and he's brought in people that suit his system.
They are very quick.
Barone sends his ball inside the 18. Boy, that was a beautiful ball by Giuseppe Barone.
You're going to see two teams here, Neil, that like to play out from the back. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of Route 1 from Milwaukee tonight.
And that ball almost threaded through. Jalen Chrysler touches it away and then took one. I think it was I don't know if it was a shot in the chops that he took. But he took something right away, and he went down. And he is shaken up. Chrysler helped up by Nate Steinwasser. Let's see. Here, there.
He might have
Need
taken
a knee
one,
contact?
either the knee or maybe in the sensitive area.
Could be. Got tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Our good friend Gus Macker, Emperor of the Florida Keys. Say hi to Mama Maggie for me, and a shout out to the Watch City crew. Beers later, amigos. And absolutely, big hello to Mama Maggie. Watching down there in the Carolinas. Northern Guard and beautiful voice here tonight. It's a celebration of a championship. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you in historic Keyworth Stadium. Danny Deacon gets it back.
Milwaukee very quick to commit a second defender. If City takes too long over the ball, they're trying to close the ball very quickly. City needs to keep doing what they've done all year, which is to move the ball quickly, keep your head up, not allow that second defender to close.
Richard Bryan closes in that situation and wins a throw.
Yeah,
No,
the
they'll say it
universal
went to
signal
Milwaukee.
from my bad there, which gives the coach indigestion.
Vaughn going to work. James Vaughn played his college soccer at Northwood, was among the GLIAC leaders in points his senior year. Also spent some time with AFC Ann Arbor. Cyrus Sadie through the middle. Cyrus gets it back, goes around the defender. Here's where City can be dangerous. Bryan jumps up into the play. He gets it. Bakey will win the throw. Giuseppe Bonone lost the war as he goes down in some pain.
He went down after 2 hops. That's a bit of a delayed reaction there, but I have no doubt that there was a little bit of contact.
That might be a familiar name to college soccer fans in the area, of course. Bonone went to Michigan State, was a Big Ten midfielder of the year, first team All-American. And as you know, John, they went to the national semifinals against Akron last year.
Damon Rensing really building an outstanding program out there. And taking something, Michigan State soccer used to be one of those programs that was the kind of Olympic sport program at the university that so long as the coach kept graduating everybody, you didn't really have the impetus to win. The facilities weren't great. Old College Field wasn't great. They got some new investment, built DeMartin Soccer Stadium, and now Michigan State soccer on both sides of the ball, men's and women's. What they've done there is they've done a great job to build a program.
Absolutely. They'll be in action Tuesday night at Oakland, as a matter of fact, on ESPN Plus. Shameless plug.
I'll give it a view.
Absolutely.
I think I know the guy who's going to call that match.
20th minute here, 0-0 to score in the DCFC Victory Tour at Keyworth Stadium. Already mathematically the Members Cup champions. Yazid Matthews, a big reason why. He touches it wide to the left. There's Danny Deacon. Just over the line.
You know, we keep mentioning the Members Cup, and one of the things that I saw on Detroit City FC fan Twitter this week is how fun the fans said it was to be a part of non-playoff soccer. It was the first real experience that they had had with this kind of top of the table wins the championship system. And to be able to have a match like this where it's not, you've already clinched a division, but you got to go win the playoffs, it is an entirely different feeling, and it makes for a special night.
And of course, it's that age-old argument where, you know, the battle against the top team throughout the course of a season oftentimes is not the team that wins in the playoffs, because you're talking about 90 minutes versus 6 months.
Yeah.
So, you know, across the top of a table, during the duration of a table, the best team is at the top of that table, and it's pretty clear Detroit City FC was the best team in this league.
I think there's no argument, especially going to Uniondale and beating New York Cosmos in the way that they did.
Cyrus Sadie has it played away. Tendai Jadida sends it up ahead, headed back to the keeper. When you come to Keyworth Stadium next season, be sure to take advantage of Wheelhouse Detroit's free bike valet. Check out wheelhousedetroit.com to learn more about the best tours of Detroit on 2 wheels. Ball played back to the keeper.
Northern Guard getting ready for the next to last Tetris of the season.
Right.
One in the first half, one in the second.
Ball taken away temporarily from Vaughn. Stephen Carroll, last year's Black Arrow Award winner, steps up to play it back. Of course, after the match, they'll award this year's Black Arrow.
I think it's going to be one of the tightest races we've had in some time.
Well, you could legitimately make a case as the Tetris rolls on. There are 4 to 5 players you could sit here and make a case for, and I'll say, you know what? I can't hate you on that.
Nope. Which is a mark of an outstanding quality team.
Richard Bryan a little bit too heavy with that touch. I will say this, though, very game Milwaukee side. And much the antithesis of what we saw last Wednesday in the first 45 minutes. But the match has a good pace to it, John, here in the 23rd minute.
You know, and Milwaukee playing with a little bit of pride.
Sure.
There are some clubs out there, and I would not, you know, there's the adage in the Premier League that by the time you get to the last week of the season, some teams are already on the beach. You know, Milwaukee does not seem to be playing like a team that's on the beach. And that's what you like in the final match of the year. Entertain the fans, give City a challenge.
Torrent sitting 4th in the Members' Cup standings. There's some quality players, as we talked about, former First Division Argentinian players.
And I'll tell you what, big and physical. Some of these guys' bodies resemble some of the bodies I saw on Liga MX friendly opponents that came in here. This is a physically strong team.
Have guys out there like Steven Ruggeri, big physical guy as well. His father, Oscar, won the 1986 World Cup with some guy named Diego Maradona.
Who?
Not really familiar. I don't, you know.
No.
I wonder how it worked out for him. I'm sure it went well.
You mean aside from the fact that he cheated in a World Cup?
You know what, though, that play aside, there's a big camp that says he's the greatest player of all time. So, I mean, you know, there's certainly that camp as well. Folding Warehouse, the official pre-match bar of Detroit City FC. The next time you come to a home match, be sure to stop by Folding Warehouse to take part in the official march to the match.
Milwaukee, in its defensive strategy, doing the best that they can to try to shut down the wings. They've gone to a back 4 tonight, and the fullbacks in the back 4 are playing wider than I would normally see fullbacks in a back 4 play, because they know how much success City have down the wings. They're trying to force City back in the middle.
Sean Lawson chips it across. That ball defended out over the line, a corner kick upcoming.
That's a heck of a job by the center back to get up there and head that away. Could have been 1-0. Center back laid in closing. The service comes in, and there's a moment where it's open. And number 2, Capozzucci, comes in and gets the danger away.
Corner played short. Towards the top of the D here, Cyrus Sadie, so dangerous from here. Lets it go with a left foot and rips it wide of the right post. And Cyrus Sadie, swift and decisive with his action, just fired it wide.
Planted the leg a little wider than I think he would have swept the leg across the body, and that's what swept the shot wide. Comes in, plants the leg, and then cuts it across his body. And Cyrus can shoot that from wherever he wants. He's earned that right.
The magician, Cyrus Sadie, I'll never forget one of the great individual efforts I've ever called, what he did against Venezia and setting up that goal. It's purely incredible.
Ankle breaker.
Popped up into the crowd. Throw in coming up. More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City at Denver NGS. NGS Denver has sent a delegate to Watch City Live. Hello, Neil Rule and John Krieger. Hello, everybody in Denver.
Hi.
Good to see y'all. Abby's name is in the house. She tweets out a picture of the broadcast booth.
So is Allison Switzer. They both came up from Mobile, Alabama.
Sarcasmotron 5000 tweets at us, enjoying the championship caliber play-by-play and color commentary. Thanks for a great season, guys. No, thank you guys for a great season here on our Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College.
And that really is the important thing, Neil. You know, we have a lot of people telling us what a great job we do. We're appreciative of all the kind words. We're nothing without the people that watch us. And so thanks to all of you for being with us all season.
And whistle sounds in a very dangerous spot as Gerardo Saavedra taken down. Savantra played his college soccer at University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Scored 4 goals as a freshman during his time there. Also spent some time with the USA U20 national team. More of the story is he can play. When he was wiped out.
I suppose that's a foul. There's some contact there.
In your expert analysis opinion, Mr. Krieger?
Yeah,
your years of soccer watching has led you to the conclusion that was a foul.
That wiping a guy out is a foul.
All right, here we go.
I especially liked how he tucked in his arms before he wiped him out.
About 13 yards out. Ariel lets it go, curls it. Steinwasser was on top of it and poked it away.
What a great read by Steinwasser. Would have gone wide of the goal anyway, but Nate right there to guard his post. Read this well. Look at him start to lean. Read the eyes. And would have been there to make the save if it had not gone wide of the goal. That's a great read by Steinwasser. And did he? He got a piece of it.
He did get a piece of it. Corner served in, back post. And Steinwasser off the line again. And again, not to plug it, although I guess I am plugging it. If you haven't checked out the City Radio podcast, I had a conversation with Nate Steinwasser that was one of the better interviews I've had in my sports media career, where he talked about his journey and coming up short in the professional ranks, coming back here to City. He was 100% honest and open about it, and it really was a great conversation as we see the corner one more time.
Comes in, and a little physical play over the top. Look at how quickly Milwaukee closing on Richard Bryan there, forcing the ball back.
Jason Valencia over in a second. City taking advantage of some gaps. But they will have to regroup and try the left side.
A little loose in midfield right now, Detroit City. Need to tighten that up a little bit. You're loose in midfield. You leave the opportunity to counter. And that's a nice job by Cyrus, because if a back heel could have gone through, you had a runner coming in the other way from Milwaukee.
City now with a bit of light pressure as the keeper Tenho plays it up. And that will go back to Steinwasser. Steinwasser under a bit of duress. Some energy being used up here in the 30th minute on both sides.
Credit to Valencia. He's running all over the place. Gets the turnover there. And probably was fouled.
Bodies flying all over the place here at Keyworth. Chrysler, Route 1 ball up ahead. Nobody on the other side. Back heel through. We're excited to have Henry Ford Health System as the official sports medicine provider of DCFC. Learn more at henryford.com.
Game getting a little bit chippy, Neil. A couple of players going down kind of easy, trying to draw some fouls, chirping at the referee on both sides.
Matthews turns and lets one go off the side of the net. More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City at powdered_toast. Says the last Watch City party of the season. Party on, boys. And also wants to know, can we get a Trevor James a gold members only jacket? Hashtag City Radio. He'd probably wear it. He's a good sport.
He's an excellent sport, by the way. I did like his in-depth look at where exactly the party would be on the City Radio podcast.
Yeah, we were cutting it up. He was certainly loose, no question.
That's what happens when you win a league title.
Yep.
It loosens things up real well. By the way, we've been talking about Trevor a lot and talking about what he does. Credit where credit is due to his lovely wife, Tiffany, who's done a lot. Been kind of a club mom.
Danny Deacon sends it in. Lawson with the header wide of the frame. Beautiful service from Deacon, and Sean Lawson just missed the upper right 90.
A nice job by Sean to get down and make a play on that ball. It died a little quicker than I think Danny would have liked. That's a great read by Sean to get down, still be able to make a play.
That would have been highlight reel material. Vaughn touches it. That ball just banged down the pitch. Torrent will recover. Danny Deacon lurking.
I was talking about Tiffany James. I think one of my favorite tweets of this season came from Sean Lawson extolling the virtue of Tiffany's pancakes and the victory pancakes that came out. But really, Tiffany's been a great help to Trevor and a great help to the club, and the two of them have really bought in here. She deserves a whole lot of respect for her help and for the support she's given as well. The Northern Guard is welcoming a couple of Milwaukee players across the way.
So now the match has officially begun here in the 33rd minute.
Just checking the box. Smoke. Fence line getting involved.
Tetris is down.
Tetris is down. Check. Tifo. Check.
First welcoming of direct welcoming of some of the visiting players. There's a shot, and Nate Steinwasser there to make the catch as Ariel gave one a go.
And that looks like an easy catch, but Nate Steinwasser just knowing that it was coming in slow enough that he could catch and send things the other way rather than being caught off guard and tipping somewhere.
Bakey Goodman. And the ball disobeyed him. Didn't settle down the way he had wanted it to.
But what he did do was not allow Milwaukee to come forward with it. And sometimes that's just as good. Ball running a little bit on the Keyworth turf tonight, Neil.
Certainly is. Saavedra touched it ahead. City will take it away. That pass fired away to Yazzie Matthews. Couldn't catch up to it before Chiacheri touched it away. That battle won by Ariel. Only temporarily, though.
Stephen Carroll with a good challenge. And Sean Lawson in space. And Carroll found him from the end line.
That was a thing of beauty. And here's Sean Lawson with it. Lawson still with it. Lawson makes his move, and Lawson dispossessed. Couldn't beat the second defender.
What a ball from Stephen Carroll. And then Sean Lawson almost got through the defender.
How do you even see that from where he was?
That
was 50 yards away.
It's beautiful. That's Stephen Carroll's vision.
That's why you get Black Arrow Awards last year. Stephen Carroll, of course, decorated collegiate career. All GLIAC first teamer during his time at Davenport University. Was a Defensive Player of the Year. And an NAIA honorable mention All-American at Martin Methodist as well. Good lad, too. You ever get a chance to rap with them.
Level-headed lad.
Yep.
And very serious about his game.
Jadida fires one to Yazid Matthews. Danny Deacon. Deacon taken down. Quick restart. Here's Richard Bryan. And that goes out for a corner.
And look at that ball from Stephen Carroll as we got another look at it. 4 yards away from the end line. Finds Sean Lawson at the midfield stripe.
On a line.
Yeah, and dropped it on a dime on his boot.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And then Lawson with the receive, too, and starts rolling out. This is a City team that is firing on all cylinders, folks. Corner service, headed towards the frame, played off the line.
We talk about the fact that this is a City team that is firing on all cylinders. It's also a City team that's gotten used to playing with each other. One of the things about amateur NPSL soccer is he had so many guys going in and out because of the fact that it was amateur unpaid soccer. You didn't get a chance to really build with each other. This team in Members Cup play has had a consistent lineup. It's a consistent lineup the second half of the NPSL season. You start to learn how to play with your teammates. and it leads to good things.
Richard Bryan sends it wide to the left, and Tendai Jadida with the undercut. And he will be hit with that call.
And I think he's going to get the bad boy talking to of no more, please.
And you be the referee. It's
Yeah.
pretty clear undercutting.
And he'll get another one of those, and he'll go in the book. So he has not escaped the officials' attention.
And remember, Lyft is the official rideshare partner of DCFC. Be sure to take a Lyft the next time you come to a match at Keyworth. And for those that are going to be partying, you can use the code DCFC1019. You get 25% off your ride leaving Keyworth here tonight. So again, it's a festival, it's a celebration. Make sure everybody parties responsibly. Use a Lyft. Leave the driving to Lyft. Leave the partying to you. Fair? I think that's a pretty fair exchange.
Plus, it gives you more, bandwidth to focus on the party.
Absolutely. Tendai Jadida service looking for Yazid Matthews. I'm telling you, John, you just get the feeling Yazid Matthews is going to break through at some point here tonight. He's been too close not to.
And there's so much attention being paid to Yazid right now that Sean Lawson has some openings. So even if Yazid doesn't break through, when your other half of the 1-2 punch is Sean Lawson, it's tough for defenders to defend.
Lacerda, long ball up ahead. That one finds its mark. We've seen some entertaining high-level soccer. There's some service right to Steinwasser as he grabs it off the head of Valencia.
If that's anywhere but right at Steinwasser, that's a tough
1-0.
save.
Yep.
Yeah.
Danny Deacon tried to find Lawson. And it's just that quickly where Steinwasser made this save off the cross. Valencia with the header. Steinwasser whips that thing out, and seconds later, Detroit City's on the attack. That's how soccer's changed right there, John, over the course of the last 10 years.
Yeah,
Keeper's a weapon.
The keeper's almost another quarterback trying to start plays. The sweeper keeper really, it started and came down from Barcelona and Pep Guardiola with the tiki-taka coming out from the back, and then that gave rise to the sweeper keeper, and now you see that all over the place.
Right. Flag is up.
And that's only going to continue now, by the way, that IFAB has allowed you to not play goal kicks outside the box before they're handled. Right. You're going to see keepers looking to set up offensive plays.
I'm a fan of that rule
Me
change.
too. I think it's a great decision by IFAB to change that.
I'm a fan of anything that gets things rolling. That ball bounces free. Ariel sets it up. Stephen Carroll answers the question and closes the door, but they do concede a corner.
Stephen Carroll is having a very quiet, very good match. He made that one play to Sean Lawson that we gave him credit for, but he's been involved in closing down just about every Milwaukee opportunity.
Stephen Carroll in that back line is like my wife's Scantron sheets in high school. There's no mistakes. None.
You've been holding on to that one for a while?
I have been, actually. Bakey Goodman. Touches it up ahead. Hurtado. To the middle. The Imperio wants the call, won't get it. That shot blocked. There is Jadida to clear it out temporarily. Jadida gives it away. Hurtado again. Through the middle, right foot shot out frame. Oh, what a stop by Steinwasser as he robs Lacerda. Now Steinwasser with some words. Oh, Nate Steinwasser says no.
He might get a booking for this. And we might see Nate Steinwasser leave a little early. The officials went in to stop it very quickly, and the assistant referee is over to talk because Nate went right after the Milwaukee player. Lost his head a bit.
The only thing Steinwasser's guilty of right now is robbery on this shot. Serda gave it a rip. That's a loose ball. I mean, Steinwasser's entitled to it. Haven't seen any small pieces of plastic, but there is one.
And Nate might be a little lucky. And now they're going to hug it out.
They hugged it out. They're good, bro.
Now, I didn't see, Neil, did they give cards to both or just to Nate?
I did not see either.
Both. All right.
So we are getting confirmation it was on both sides. So the old offsetting yellow cards.
So then I think that they're going to say that they're giving the yellows because there was a little something coming from the Milwaukee player, which might have mitigated the issue. But I think a deserved card for Nate.
Mickey Goodman made a run at it, but it was played away. And Vaughn may go in the, whoa, and we're getting a little bit of extra theatrics right now. This certainly was a dangerous challenge.
Yeah, but
I don't know it was that.
You got to look at the one player from Milwaukee rolling halfway across the pitch.
All right, the crew's on it. They always are. Let's see.
Count the barrel rolls here. Ready?
Okay,
and
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I hear 10?
No!
9.5.
He almost got uphill for the 10th roll, but just ran out of momentum at the end. And now he's up walking.
And the unhappiest man in the world right now, Neil Rule, is the referee. Because he realizes that in the span of 30 seconds, he may have lost control of this match. And it could get chippy really quickly.
And we are in the 45th minute, by the way. All right, let's make sure we didn't miss any rolls.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's 8.
9.
8.5.
8.5.
I don't know what to say, partner.
You know,
we press on here at Keyworth. Service looking for Danny Deacon. Can he get on the end of it? He cannot. Ball headed back to the keeper.
Neil, I think what you say is this. I've been watching soccer a long time. I've never seen that.
Never seen almost 10 rolls before?
Almost 10 barrel rolls. That's a first.
And then up protesting the call or non-call within seconds as well.
Well, never doubt the healing power of a barrel roll.
That's right. Saavedra plays it back. Some pressure now and a bit of miscommunication. So it'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Hurtado.
I think the City fans are arguing that the Torrent keeper might have handled the ball outside his area.
Boy, the Torrent back line made a meal of that situation, no question. Senator 1v1. Chips it up ahead. That was shut down. Hurtado now will get his chance. And Hurtado guilty of the foul.
That's a good decision by the official.
Diego Hurtado played his college soccer at Thomas University. As we said earlier, spent some time with the New York Cosmos and Miami United.
You know, I think the halftime dressing room cannot come at a better time for these two teams.
For all parties involved.
Slow down, take a breath,
Recalibrate.
work on your barrel rolls.
Yeah. Get some film work in. Danny Deacon plays it away. And has gotten a bit ragtag here in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a very quality first 30 plus to the match. Chances on both sides.
Yeah, and I think, you know, frustration setting a little bit from Milwaukee. They've had a couple of chances. They've both gone right at Steinwasser. Then Steinwasser makes one really good save, and you can't seem to get something going, and all of a sudden you get a little chippy with it.
I think it's fair to say Milwaukee's had the better chances over the last 10, 12 minutes.
I would agree,
Yeah.
but I also think that frustrated them that they couldn't convert on it.
And here they come again. Tenjai Jadida closes. Danny Deacon challenges, but Jadida wins it. Stephen Carroll. Lawson through the middle. Has Cyrus 80 if he wants him, finds him.
Look at
Richard
Brian on the
Bryant.
wing.
Brian has it. Yazid makes a move. Throw in coming up. Brian had a goal against the Stars here at Keyworth back in the 85th minute.
And wasn't it a beautiful goal?
It was. That also closed the door for the evening.
He put so much bend on that ball, Neil. I swore it had to touch somebody. It was a beautiful strike.
The whistle sounds, and we have reached the half here at Keyworth Stadium. The final first half of the season ends goalless, but some quality chances on both sides, John Krieger. I think that this was a situation where for City, they dominated the first half of the first half. Milwaukee closed the gap a little bit coming down the stretch.
I think what we see are two very evenly matched teams, and a good first half, a good second half on the way.
Absolutely. We will have it for you. Your Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. We'll be right back with more. This is City Soccer.
Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?
Welcome back to historic Keyworth Stadium. Second half ready to roll. Detroit City FC, Milwaukee Torrent level at 0 as we get ready to go. Of course, Detroit City FC already mathematically clinched the Members Cup championship. So, John, really the result doesn't matter in terms of mathematics, but don't tell those 11 guys out there it doesn't matter. Don't tell these thousands of fans here it doesn't matter. People want to see this off the right way here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, you can say, yeah, you've already clinched, but the way
Which
you
they
leave
have.
the way you see the way you leave the season is the way you leave the season. Personally, for me, I'd like to be able to say that City's only loss to American opposition in a competitive match was one match against Kalamazoo where they led and got a little too cute in midfield and gave up a bad goal. If that's the only American competitive loss that you have on the season, that's a good season. And, you know, we were talking with Alex Wright about it after the Stars match, and he made the point, and he was right. That City team that lost to Kalamazoo looks nothing like this team now. That was still when Trevor James was figuring out who he had. And then they went on a run and haven't lost a competitive match since in open play. They lost one to penalties. I'm going to call that a draw, you know, because I think that's fair. And you want to just kind of put one more little exclamation point on it.
And everything in front of both these sides here in the second half. The whistle sounds, and away we go. At historic Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by the good folks at Baker College. A big thank you to Baker College for everything they did for us all season long. Ball played towards Danny Deacon, and Deacon muscles it away.
Credit where credit is due to Baker, by the way. You know, as City were making the transition and trying to go professional and doing all that, we needed a partner to step up to make the funding for these streams possible. And Baker College was right there with us step for step.
Milwaukee Torrent now with the possession. Beginning of the second half, brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions, the official partner of DCFC's annual and wildly popular International Series and proud sponsor of Detroit's soccer team. Learn more at strategicstaff.com.
You know, we talk about the fact of making sure this match is still important, or talking about the fact that you want to win it. How do I know it's still important to these guys? When Trevor James talked to you Tuesday night, he said he hoped that he would be able to give people who hadn't seen as much time during this Members Cup campaign some minutes on the pitch. You know who's still out here? The starting 11.
They certainly are. Tendai Jadida to toss it in. Jadida spent some time with the Cincy Dutch Lions last year of USL League 2. Pacey is the word that I would use to describe Tendai.
Electric is another one. And at times, undefendable.
Certainly. So City with the possession. Tendai with the toe poke all the way across to Jalen Chrysler. Chrysler from Gonzaga, first team West Coast Conference performer his senior year. Scored a goal during his time with the Seattle Sounders U23 team. Brian to Lawson. Lawson snaps it ahead to Deacon.
Look at Danny just front up against the player trying to challenge him. Get it right through.
Cross sent in. Headed up by Ruggeri. And that will trickle wide and is cleared out. Stefan Ruggeri, whose father Oscar won the 1986 World Cup with Diego Maradona. Also played for Real Madrid as well.
Another one of those clubs who might do something someday.
Ruggeri himself played for the second division in Argentina, so quality player as well. Giacchetti touches it towards the left. Here come the Torrent, throwing some numbers forward. Ruggeri again. Tendai walks it out. Remember, we're taking your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. Nick Buzz tweets at us, says, watching the game from the south coast of England. Keep up the good work. Christos Mikalakis says, too sick to join my friends at the Ivy and Coney, but watching at home while I recover. Shoot some old granddad for me, lads. That's aggressive. No matter what the occasion, old granddad's an aggressive play.
I am honest in telling you I have never had it.
Well, again, I mean, it's not something you just try.
Up and try.
When Max Hinson's back here, yeah, he's nodding. He agrees. Notice I use the word nodding, where a lot of people will say Max Hinson's shaking his head. No, he's not shaking his head. He's saying yes, so he's nodding. Just a lesson out there. When your head's moving up and down in a yes fashion, you're nodding. When it's going left and right to say no, you're shaking. I'm tired of the misuse of that. That really bothers me, man.
Well, now pause in the broadcast so that Neil can step down from his soapbox.
Yeah. Throw-in coming up for Milwaukee here in the 50th minute. Ball tossed in along that far left touchline. City conceded some space temporarily. But James Vaughn will clear it away, but another throw-in coming up for Milwaukee. And I'll tell you what, John, what Milwaukee's done well here tonight is when City has had the run of play, Milwaukee's done well to put the brakes on it and grind it out, but maintain possession at the same time, if that makes any sense.
It does, because what they're able to do is just sit down and sit back and slow things down.
Right. Just like this right here.
Yeah. Just
where now they actually wanted to move as the train rolls by here at Keyworth.
Clog things up in midfield.
There you go.
And did we see a booking, Neil? It looks as though the officials was writing something. I didn't see a card come out, but
it looks like he is going back to his pocket. So would they hit? I believe that was Tendai, right, on the handball, because that arm got extended. We will see. Ball curled inside the 18, headed away by Tendai. Can City counter? Deacon to Lawson. Milwaukee Torrent very aggressive here in the 52nd minute.
You know what I like to see, though, Neil, is that some of the chippiness we saw toward the end of the first half seems to have dissipated, and we're back to playing soccer.
Right. And you called it. You said the halftime whistle was going to be the best thing in terms of that.
Still a back four for Milwaukee, but they've dropped into a midfield five. So it's a 4-5-1 right now for the Torrent. There are two things for that. Number one, they are paying a lot of respect to...
Oh, Tendai Jadida with the brilliant nutmeg. He was taken down. I think Ruggeri's going to be lucky to not be carded in that situation. That was pure obstruction. As we will get a change at keeper for Detroit City FC. Nate Steinwasser will come out to a standing ovation here at Keyworth. Armando Quezada checks in, and a very well-deserved standing ovation for Nate Steinwasser. He has been impeccable here in the Members Cup.
You know what? That's a heck of a thing to do by Trevor James. Give that man the chance to be recognized, and credit to Nate, who turned around and saluted the Northern Guard. And he's getting hugs up and down the bench. What a job he has done. Nate Steinwasser and his team unbeaten so far. And now Nate Steinwasser cannot be the losing goaltender. in this match statistically. So he will finish his members campaign an unbeaten goaltender.
Nate Steinwasser has conceded just 3 goals ever in the Members Cup. 3. Bakey Goodman with the build-up. Yazid Matthews couldn't get everything he wanted on it.
He wants one so bad.
He does.
You can just see
I'm telling you, John, I got the feeling he's going to bust one through. There is Armando Quezada. Played for San Antonio in the USL Championship. Also spent some time with the Greenville Triumph and USL League One. They're actually playing for a championship tonight against North Texas.
Didn't their road to the final go through a Michigan team?
It did. Danny Deacon, speaking of high level, the former draft pick in the MLS, 64th overall by Orlando City in 2017. So that ball just smashed back down the pitch. Quick throw in to Jalen Chrysler. I'll tell you what, John, we were talking about Nate Steinwasser. Those two gentlemen in your screen right now, Jalen Chrysler and, of course, Stephen Carroll, formidable as well.
2 outstanding center backs who really play well off of each other.
Their styles complement each other very well.
Yep.
Can Deacon catch up to it? He cannot. Played away by Valencia. There's a flat-out giveaway to Danny Deacon. Bakey Goodman all the way through. Bakey has it back.
You know, I can share this story now because the championship is won. But part of the reason that Chrysler and Carroll have been in that back 3 and been asked to do so much is that when Detroit City came into the season, Trevor James had a system he wanted to play, and he took a look at his players and he realized that maybe 4 at the back wasn't going to be an option because of the skill set of the players that were on his squad. And so he went ahead and went with the back 3, and he told Chrysler and Carroll, I'm going to ask a lot of you because when we have that midfield 5, really 2 of those are going to be kind of combo fullbacks, and you're going to have to be our defensive anchors because they're going to be forward. And Chrysler and Carroll have really responded to it and been linchpins of that defense.
And that certainly was the case. I mean, it was a 3-man back line because those wings move forward constantly. I mean, that's what makes a City attack so great because of the production they get from those wing spots. And as you said, the ask from Chrysler and Carroll was tremendous. And again, you go back to it, 3 goals conceded in the Members Cup. The resume speaks for itself. I'm not giving you opinion here. I'm giving you fact. They were as good as anybody at any budget anywhere.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting that it speaks well to Trevor James to be able to say, look, I might have come in here thinking about playing one system. I looked at what I had. We came up with another system, and that system's gone virtually unbeaten.
Well, it has gone unbeaten in Members Cup play. There's going to be a trophy presentation after this to prove it. Here's Sean Lawson. Lawson to Deacon. Deacon's cross all the way through, and Lawson couldn't quite catch up to it. Boy, I'll tell you what, Tenho was scrambling. Just a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog to Lawson.
What a great service by Danny Deacon. A couple of runners into the box. City again unlucky not to be leading this game.
They do have a corner. Corner service sent into the mixing bowl, headed away. Tendai winds up and lets go of a rocket on a half volley, but sends it wide. I'm a big fan though. When they roll in, winding up, it's exciting.
I'll tell you what, now that forward line is just taking lashes. They know they're going to get some joy and they want to score.
Torrent will serve it up ahead. here in the 58th minute. And John, this has been some of the better possession for City of the entire evening over the course of the last 8 minutes. A little bit dangerous there as Quezada pops it up in the air.
They've really tilted the field forward. Defenders have gotten forward. The wing players have gotten forward. And now as Milwaukee gets a little bit of possession, look at City tracking back and forcing the turnover, not allowing Milwaukee to take the pressure off.
Danny Deacon up along the left side. Yazzie Matthews with the challenge. It goes over the line. Now it's time for our weekly trivia presented by Fago. This week's question is Black Arrow MVP related. Since 2019, Black Arrow MVP voting is taking place tonight at the stadium. The question, how many league games have City gone undefeated? Now, we've been letting you know what some of the statistics are, but we never gave you the final number count. Bakey Goodman touches it wide. How many league matches has Detroit City gone undefeated in this season? It's a big number. I'll just leave it at that. It's an incredible number. Whistle and the foul on Yazzie Matthews.
But look at Yazzie all the way back. That's a forward. All the way back, getting involved defensively and trying to win back possession back at the midfield stripe.
Barone making his move, the former Michigan State Spartan, along the touchline, and that ball is out of play. Quick restart for Detroit City. Milwaukee will wing it to the right side. Ruggeri. Nice buildup from the Torrent. There's a shot that's ripped over top of the bar, but some beautiful execution from Milwaukee. Level 1 Bank is the official sponsor of the Level 1 VIP section at Keyworth Stadium. Take your match day experience to the next level with on-field seating and unlimited food and drinks, including beer, folks, for just $50. Make sure you go to debtcityfc.com. Lock yourself in for next season. Again, I say it every broadcast, and I'll say it again as a guy that grew up here, that goes to sporting events everywhere in this city. It is the very best deal in all of Detroit sports. You get to sit on the field, eat all you want, drink all you want, including beer. $50, you can't beat it.
And you get a chance to be nice and up close to the Northern Guard and enjoy the full City experience. Really what City has done at Keyworth Stadium this year, whether it's the Level 1 VIP area that's been a fixture since we came here to Detroit City Football Club, or the new suites on the other end of the DCFC stadium set up here, really what Sean Mann and the rest of the ownership group has done here to make Keyworth a professional home for this club is amazing.
Sean Lawson. Cyrus makes his move. Cyrus, the scissor step. Touch a little heavy. Tendai jumps up on it. Tendai to Vaughn. Vaughn can't get on the end of it. Here's a 2v2 on the other side. Third jumping up into the play. As Ariel makes his run, that deflects right to Quezada, who makes the grab, and Quezada will wing it out to Danny Deacon.
You know what, tough to be critical of City because, of course, we're playing this match already having clinched the league championship, but a little bit selfish here in the second half. Sean Lawson dribbling into two defenders, Cyrus Sadie dribbling into two defenders, Yazzie Matthews dribbling into two defenders. You've seen a lot of guys trying to go with Tendai Jadida dribbling into two defenders on an attack. They didn't get to the point where they won the Members' Cup by dribbling into two defenders. They got it by playing team football.
And the all-time leading Detroit City FC goal scorer, Sean Lawson, will check out of the match. A couple of substitutions, and of course the magician, Cyrus Sadie, comes out as well. Two substitutions for Detroit City, two great hands given to a couple of guys. If you're going to build a DCFC Mount Rushmore,
they're going to be on it.
You would
they are
give
going to be
serious
on
consideration to.
Two very loyal servants, two great guys.
Peterson's cross, as Ryan Peterson is checked into the match. And Speaking of pace, like we were talking about Tendai Jadida, there's a guy that has pace to burn.
So now you've taken one goal scorer in Lawsonoff, and if you're the Torrent, you got to be looking at it. We got Matthews to contend with, and now you're bringing on Peterson for the last 28 minutes.
Who's rested?
Yeah, that's not fair.
Fully rested. Pass threaded through. Torrent trying the right side again. Ruggeri. Scissors as he steps over. Chips it up towards the 18. Touchdown wide to the right. Giuseppe Baroni. He's dangerous in this type of space. Ruggeri again. Service towards the back post. Jalen Chrysler sees it go over top of everyone and on a play.
But as that ball was going over the top of Jalen Chrysler, he was watching it all the way. He could let that go because he had tracked that ball very well.
Here comes the Torrent again. There's a cross and in. This is dangerous. And that cross finds the back of the net on the other side. And Milwaukee takes a 1-0 lead. And some theatrics after the goal is scored. What a beautiful ball served in.
Quezada not in the best position here, Neil. And went down to try to parry that away in the air. I think his option there was to try to get big and stop any resulting shot. He was close to his post. He went down to try to grab it, and that allowed him to be chipped.
Lacerda gets the goal. And it's 1-0 Milwaukee here in the 65th minute.
Torrent fans doing a bit of taunting to the Northern Guard right now. That doesn't end well. Especially if City score here. And perhaps come back and take a victory. In the words
so City now has some work in front of them.
In the words of Will Smith, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And
long ball up ahead for Peterson. Peterson inside the 18. He goes down. The official waves it off. And that ball's touched away. Now it's time for the answer to our weekly trivia question presented by Fago. How many league games has City gone undefeated this year? The answer, 23. 23.
That's an amazing run.
That's an amazing number. I actually have a correction on the goal. It was Santiago Di Imperio. So Imperio gets the goal. Any way you slice it, it's 1-0 Milwaukee, 4 now. Richard Bryan steps over. Bryan taken down. Official says play on.
That's a good call.
Di Imperio is up ahead of the play. He's all alone on the right side. Di Imperio settles it down inside the 18, turns and sends it wide.
He lost his bearings of where he was, Neil. He had to go back and correct that. And he lost his bearing of where he was in relation to goal. Yeah, good no call on Peterson, or on Bryan going over. And then look at how quick Milwaukee is on the counter to go.
City fans looking for a neighborhood bar to go to after any match or just a fun night out in Hamtramck, swing by and see our friends at the Painted Lady.
"23 minutes to find a goal plus stoppage time. Whatever happens, there'll be a trophy at the end of the night, but I know City will want to at least get an equalizer here. They have to press the game now. You're going to see, I think, City go to a back two more and more when they're in possession.
There's a battle at midfield. Di Imperio wins that as well. Santiago Di Imperio, he had a goal the 27th minute against the Stars last Saturday.
Well, now we've played 157 minutes, and Milwaukee's scored both goals in the 2 legs between these 2 teams. Unfortunately, one of them for them was in the city net.
Here's Brian. Brian taken down from behind this time. That one was pretty easy.
The only question there is, will there be a booking?
And this will be a dangerous restart. More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Wes Sutton says windmill versus a barrel roll. Which one generates more power? Hashtag Watch City.
Windmill every time.
Christo says, if you think Old Granddad is bad, then you should avoid Jepson's Marlar.
I have been unfortunate enough to try that in Chicago. I've just now recovered. It was 3 or 4 years ago.
Here's Danny Deacon. His service blocked by the wall. That stuff tastes like Pine Sol, man. Not that I've ever had Pine Sol, but if I ever were to.
I was going to ask where you had the comparative knowledge.
That's what I imagine that's a better way to phrase that. That's what I imagine Pine Sol would taste like. Here comes Milwaukee on the counter. D'Imperio up again. Pass behind him. That will allow City to recover.
And Jalen Chrysler with a not-in-the-box score, all-world play to come in and get in between the trailer there who got the pass and the goal to force him to turn back.
So now Milwaukee very deliberate with their restarts here as we move in to the 70th minute. Motor City Casino Hotel is the official hotel and casino of DCFC. Be sure to log on to DebtCityFC.com to watch the Motor City match recap from this evening's activities. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Tendai Jadida swings it to the right side. City down by a goal, looking to draw a level. Ball sent inside the 18, played away. Chiacheri pretty easily. 8
behind the ball right now for Milwaukee. They have gotten their goal, and they're going to try to batten down the hatches.
Here comes Vaughn. Vaughn has it touched away. Saavedra made a good defensive play. Oh, and a flat-out giveaway. Oh, the official says play on. Boy, Diego went vertical.
See, but that's what I'm talking about there from Casillas. Why dribble right at the defender? You had 2 other players you could pass to and keep the play going. We've seen a lot of that tonight from City, dribbling at defenders, trying to take the solo play. Sit back and play the team game that got you here rather than trying to take a defender 1v1 when you don't have to. If you have to, fine. If you don't have to, pass the ball.
Danny Deacon whistled for that foul as Lacerda went down. And the Torrent will send it back to the left side. Chiacheri has it. Vaughn goes down. So his feet were wiped out from underneath him. City with an opportunity now, John, for some service inside the 18, if they so choose.
See how high a line Milwaukee sets here. Right at the edge of the area.
Vaughn stands over it. Drives it, coming off the line and making the grab. It's Kevin Tenho. So the clock moves on, 73rd minute.
Not the best punt from the keeper there. City will have a throw in the attacking third. You can set something up from here. Nice job by Deacon to get over and give an option.
Bakey Goodman to the touchline. Brian lost it, but will get a throw. Comes Milwaukee on the counter again. D'Imperio, the goal scorer. Gave it back to City. They're moving some numbers forward. Peterson's jumping up into the play on the left side.
Again, we're starting to see a little bit of that chippiness, Neil. It's come back here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Quick restart for City. Service inside the box. Ball deflects, and Chrysler couldn't get to it, but a corner coming up for Detroit City.
Jalen Chrysler coming in unmarked.
You got to figure Chrysler may be a target here on this corner. And Vaughn will line it up.
He's provided good service his last couple attempts.
Vaughn drives the corner in. Deacon was calling for another corner, but unfortunately for him, the official was not.
Not buying it. And now Milwaukee is beginning to take their time. You see Tenho investigating every panel on the ball and making sure its pressure is proper. And
there's a foul that will go against
that's
Detroit
a needless
City,
foul.
and that will be a booking.
There was no need for that challenge at that point on the pitch.
So a yellow card assessed. Chiachetti's still down in the meantime. Northern Guard disagrees with that call, as now the athletic trainer will make their way onto the pitch for Milwaukee. Does give me an opportunity, though, to thank some people that make this broadcast go. We get a lot of tweets from all you guys and messages and all that stuff, and you talk about how much you enjoy the Watch City broadcast, brought to you by Baker College. But there's a lot of people that make this whole thing go, that do a lot of work. And it gives us an opportunity now to thank them. Big thanks to Max Hinson, Adam Moyet, Calvin Calhoun, Matt Willis, of course, Lindsey Pearson. The only answer I've ever gotten on any question I've ever asked Lindsey is yes, and results. And certainly big thank you to her as well. Zach Foster, Seth Willis, Deshaun Davis, Adam Teedle, Corey Bird, of course, usually here in the house. He is not tonight. Jordan DeWitt, Sean Moran, Mitch Gatsky, of course, and Ted Shoemaker, the voice of Keyworth. And a big thank you to all of those people that make this whole thing go. There's a lot more than you would ever imagine, but everybody brings their A game every single time, and that's why it's great.
You know what? And I echo all of those sentiments, Neil, and I will say this. You and I show up, put on a headset, call this game. We do a lot of prep at home. All of our crew is here a lot longer than we are. They're here before we are. They're here after we leave. And they have what I believe is a streaming product that is the best in lower division soccer in this country in terms of a club-produced broadcast. And they ought to be really proud of it.
Stephen Carroll's clearance will go off the deflection over the line for a goal kick.
And here's a word about Lindsey Pearson. You talked about the fact that the only answer you've ever gotten from her is yes.
Any question I've ever asked.
Let me tell you something. There are a lot of football clubs in this country that have a media relations department, a social media department, press departments, visual departments. All of those here at Detroit City is the Lindsey Pearson department.
Absolutely.
And she does an awful lot. She was on the TIFO at the beginning of the Members Cup season for a reason. You and I have both worked at the professional level and with teams in a lot of leagues. And if you ask me, I'd put Lindsey right up there among some of the best we've ever worked with. She is world class for this club and for us.
Here comes Milwaukee on the attack one more time. That ball touched away. Here's Vaughn. of course, our crew as well. They are professional. They work in the pros. Anytime you're around Red Wings, Pistons, anything going around Tigers in the city, these are the same folks that are here for Detroit City FC. Tendai Jadida in the 79th minute. Marcelo Borges will come in, as will Tommy Buono, as Trevor James will empty the bench here today. It's Detroit City FC, regardless of what happens in this match, the Members Cup champions. Vaughn wings it to the right side. I'm sure they want to get one, though, for everyone. Put one last thrill through Keyworth Stadium before we shut it down till next spring.
And that's the fun part about it, Neil. It's not next May. It's next March and April, and the new City women's team playing over the summer as well. A renewal of the rivalry with Lansing United. And hold on.
Now we'll have another talking to. Either way, Detroit City FC will have a free kick just outside the 18.
Handball just outside the 18 there, Neil. Prime position here to bend one in toward a post and have somebody get on the end of it.
Danny Deacon surveys the scene. Does City have some magic left? Deacon sends it inside the 18. The wall knocks it down. And Richard Bryan played his college soccer at Lander University. Also spent some time with the Mississippi Barilla FC of USL League 2. Now it's Ryan Peterson, who led Rutgers in points his senior year at the Big Ten institution. Danny Deacon wins a throw. Boy, that was a veteran move by Danny Deacon.
Just chip it right off the defender there. But then they dribble right into a defender again. Nice job by Milwaukee to close it down, but again, City challenging defenders and coming out on the other end of challenges. Great possession for City all night. They just haven't been able to find the finish.
Milwaukee Torrent in full time wasting mode as the ball was rolled back to the defender, and just as it was coming to him, he went down to adjust his socks and let it roll past him.
Yeah,
but hey, that's a position they've earned. Marcelo Borges comes in, as does Tommy Buono. Tendai Jadida, Yazid Matthews come out. And they get a nice hand as well. Of course, Yazid Matthews, second in the Members Cup in goal scoring.
And by the way, Trevor James, good as his word, said he was going to play the guys on the bench, playing the guys on the bench.
'82nd minute. Borges. The back heel for the former Michigan Wolverine. Bakey Goodman. Vaughn to the middle. Here's Richard Bryan. City creeping forward.
Trying to force the midfielders forward. Stephen Carroll getting it right back in.
Peterson with it. Peterson obstructed and taken down. So now a free kick coming up for City one more time.
Good on the referee for calling the obstruction. You get into a final 10 minutes of a match like this, it's 8 behind the ball. You know what they're trying to do. You see a lot of referees let that go. Good job on the referee to call that.
But John, Milwaukee continuing to play with fire here on these set pieces. James Vaughn makes his move on, rips it over top of everything.
3 points.
All the way to the Hamtramck Public Schools Administration Building. So the goal kick coming up for Milwaukee.
I would bet that we've got about 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time unless the official wants to shortchange somebody. So we're looking at about 12 minutes left here for City to find something.
Diego on the right side. Danny Deacon into the 18. Buono. Marcelo Borges. Borges makes his move. Borges with the cross. That ball goes all the way through, loose right out in front. And what do we have? City wants a handball inside the 18. Will they get it? They will not. Tenno down on the pitch with it. Boy, Cassiellis was in the neighborhood as well. And let's see.
You know what? That's a good no call. I think he got it with his knee. On the first replay look, I did not see handball.
The Northern Guard disagrees while the keeper is still laying down on the pitch. Now the whistle and the clock is stopped, so the athletic trainer will be out on the pitch for the second time in about 10 minutes. Detroit City Fieldhouse is Detroit's newest indoor athletic facility located in the heart of the city. Leagues are forming for adults and youth right now. Check out DebtCityFC.com for more information. And speaking of the Detroit City Fieldhouse, contained in there is the Detroit City Clubhouse that in about,
An hour.
45 minutes to an hour is going to have one hell of a post-match celebration regardless of the result here, because any way you slice this, a trophy's getting lifted in about 15 minutes. It's almost like New Year's.
One wonders if the trophy will be watertight so that it might be able to hold a beverage or two on the evening. I have a feeling that theory will be tested.
Time and time again. It's Kevin Tenho still down as we get one more look at
Now,
the scrum.
The only thing you're hoping from the referee is that he counts the extra time here.
He did make the whistle as if to stop his own clock. So I would guess he's adding it.
You hope Tenho's all right here. Up on his feet now. And I'll get the stopwatch ready because we're going to have a lot of extra time.
Yes, we will. More tweets coming in with the hashtag WatchCity. Jordan Baker tweets at us, glad we have this club in our state. They represent what professional sports should be. Excited to see what the future brings. Sad we couldn't be at Keyworth until next year. Nice little picture of Jordan with his presumed to be wife and baby daughter. That's pretty cool on the hashtag WatchCity stream.
She's cute as a button.
She certainly is. City will take a cute goal right here. We'll take a cute one, an ugly one.
Anything. An own one.
An own one.
It's
not out of the question here. Service inside, Chrysler the target. That goes over the top, and a goal kick coming up at Soft But Ready tweets at us. As send me to the acting school these Torrent boys went to. Hashtag Watch City. That plays into the 10 barrel rolls that we saw early. But make no mistake, this is a formidable Milwaukee Torrent squad. You go through their roster. These are guys with Argentinian Premier League experience, second division experience, as a couple of substitutions coming up.
George Chamakov and Roddy Green.
George Chamakov and Roddy Green make their way in. And of course, we gave the roster of everyone that helps with the broadcast. We brought up Deshaun Davis. A big special congratulations. Logan Gray Davis, AKA Lola, came into the world on Sunday. So Deshaun away with the latest addition to the Davis family. Adam, how many kids is that for Deshaun now? Yeah, twins, right? Yeah. Had some twins before. 5 kids for the Davis family. Wow. That's aggressive.
Excellent. Now we gotta get them all signed up for Golden Grizzly basketball. He's got a starting 5 there.
He does have a 5.
Halfway to his city starting 11.
No question. As the smoke pours out of the Northern Guard for the final time here at Keyworth this season. A championship edition. Detroit City FC moments away from officially becoming the MPSL Members Cup champions. It's a party in Detroit tonight. And now it's time for the official attendance, brought to you by Ripon Energy, the official energy drink of DCFC. Tonight's crowd, 5,720 on hand.
Neil, I think we've got a smoke delay here.
I think we will have a smoke delay. As you can see, there's not really much we can do for a few moments.
And I don't mind one bit. Colder air, smoke hanging in the air over Keyworth. If this doesn't encapsulate what it is to enjoy a match night here, I don't know what does.
As the officials will come over now and talk to the coaches and let them know.
The smoke isn't going to stop.
No, it's not.
But it's also black smoke instead of some of the yellow smoke that we see sometimes. It's tougher to see through.
And a picture tells 1,000 words, everybody. Beautiful.
That's a cloud system Jim Cantor will be proud of right there.
We move into the 90th minute, but we could have 7 or 8 minutes of stoppage time.
And I think they're going over to try to appeal to Trevor and DCFC ownership to perhaps
it doesn't matter. That's what this place is founded on right here.
Yep. Although it starts to clear a little bit. And I think we're going to get back to action.
As it just hangs in the air.
Six minutes of stoppage time. Once we get going, I'll hit go on the stopwatch.
And then that is when the real party begins. Milwaukee with a 1-0 lead, but that is inconsequential.
For the second time in Keyworth Stadium's history as the home of DCFC, there's going to be a trophy lifted by the home side on the pitch. It's also worth noting that for the third time in DCFC's history, a trophy contested for on this pitch. And City 2-1 in those opportunities. But when you have that much championship pedigree that you're playing in matches like that that matter, it says an awful lot about what you are as a club.
As the Northern Guard just continues to chant.
They're not going to stop.
Nope.
They got to wait till March. They're going to leave everything out there.
It is literally like New Year's Eve in here right now.
This is the reserve. They're emptying the tanks.
And Jalen Chrysler, he puts his hands out.
Guys, let us let us
what are we
finish,
gonna do here,
please.
guys?
I would never argue for the Northern Guard to stop this, but if the referee isn't going to let you play through it, we do need to finish before we can have the trophy.
I mean, we don't really. We already know the outcome.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather City find an equalizer here? I mean, you know.
Sure, it'd be fun. Chrysler puts a boot to it.
Here we go. Stopwatch rolling.
Headed in towards the 18. Bakey Goodman taken down aggressively from behind.
Careful, fellas. Easy.
And some more chippiness. Now the players will have to be separated.
That's a foul from behind.
Barone.
Yep.
There was no question about that.
And we're going to see some bookings, I think. Yep. Yellow card coming out. If the referee does his job, this should lead to more extra time. Milwaukee players now pointing exactly to where the spot is and not backing away from the ball.
The official says, hey, this will be the line, regardless of what you think. Richard Bryan makes his way over. Sent in towards the frame, and we are almost level as that shot just missed the post.
Neil, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was in.
So did 5,700 people. Curled just wide.
Inches.
And you could tell because the City players
started walking back.
We were that close to being level.
And what an exclamation point that would have been.
Long ball sent ahead again. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Marcelo Borges. Throw-in coming up for City.
Neil, there are 22 on the pitch right now. Something tells me that in the next 3 minutes and 20 seconds, that pitch at Keyworth Stadium is going to be slightly more populated.
Cross sent in, that ball is loose! The bicycle sent over top of the crossbar.
Wow, what pressure by City right now. An uncharacteristic mistake by a keeper that's been good tonight. And I think Bono had a little more time than he thought. He could have turned and put it home.
And now a yellow card issued to Tenho.
And we've got a sub coming in for the Torrent, number 9, Kolaisi coming in.
Kolaisi to come in. Played his college soccer for Marquette. Played 65 matches for them. Was a high school All-American.
Assuming that the extra time is not added, we've got 2.5 minutes left here. But I think there should be some more extra time added on to the stoppage time.
We have not played a lot of soccer over the course of the last 10 minutes or so.
No. And he's taking his time coming off, waving goodbye to everyone.
Saavedra played some good minutes, though, here for Milwaukee tonight. Where are we at clockwise, partner? 5th minute of 6 minutes of stoppage time.
Yep, 4 minutes
Borges
and 10 seconds since the.
Oh,
hang on.
And that was
kicked
malicious.
Out at him. He's got to go. He has got to go.
Some questions being asked of Ruggieri right now. And that was flat out malicious and not called for.
He has got to go.
And we will get a look at it in just a couple seconds.
You have some very angry people right now.
And here we go. Oh, vicious.
Oh, he kicked him in the stomach.
And a red card issued. And that is the right call, as you saw. So Stephen Ruggieri will be shown the door.
Yeah, that's a good decision. And now the referee needs to put more time on the clock because we're into the 6th minute of stoppage time here. We should have another 3 or 4 minutes added on top. Oh, and now you got somebody pushing toward the referee. Now the city boys need to get out of here. Don't give him the opportunity to make it 10-10.
And save the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the utmost importance right now.
Yeah. Let him administer the game.
Yeah. Save the time. Go. You have the man advantage. Now they're waiting for Ruggieri to come off the pitch. And he is taking his time. And a substitution coming for Milwaukee. Jordan Gorman will check in.
The atmosphere in this stadium right now, Neil, is hostile.
It certainly is. And now a train rolls by, and there's more smoke coming out of the Northern Guard. This is great, folks.
What a way
is
to
this any
finish
fun
this
tonight
season.
or what?
God, I love my job.
Ball served inside the 18. City calling for a handball in the box. Won't get that whistle. Comes back out to Richard Bryan.
Oh, he
The
didn't add
whistle
any extra
sounds.
time.
He didn't
You
add
gotta
any
be
extra
kidding me.
time.
You gotta be kidding me.
But you know what I'm not kidding you about? Detroit City FC is the NPSL Members Cup champions.
We'll get onto the title in a minute. That's abysmal refereeing. That is negligent refereeing.
It matters not, my friend, because a trophy will be lifted in a few minutes here. As we talked about, regardless of what the outcome was, Detroit City FC, the champions of the Members Cup.
You know
Milwaukee gets the 1-0 win.
what? Time to get on and party. And that's a good thing. Because if the trophy wasn't already locked up and I cannot believe that we didn't have more extra time. But enough of that. Get up and party. It's time to present a trophy. And it's time to present the Black Arrow Award as well. And Neil Rule, what a great season for Detroit City FC. You're right, the loss matters not. 20-plus games unbeaten and a Members Cup championship here in Detroit in front of the Northern Guard.
And that certainly is the story. Detroit City FC, with their win against the Stars, had already locked things up. They will finish at the top of the table as we get set to award the Black Arrow Trophy, as well as the championship medals.
Interesting that Milwaukee Torrent are staying out here on the pitch for this.
And the Torrent improved to 3-4-2, now moved to 10 points on the season. Of course, it was 11. They were docked a point earlier this season.
Neil, look at that beautiful trophy sitting in front of the Northern Guard. How special is that?
And how special has that man, Trevor James, and his efforts been this year? It's Detroit City FC. It's full party mode now, folks. That match is forgotten about.
Oh, look at Jackie up on the center stand there. That's Jackie Carleen. She's the lead capo of the Northern Guard. And that is the biggest smile as I've seen on her face in about 3 seasons. They are waiting to go absolutely ballistic.
Incredible season here at Keyworth and all season long. As Detroit City FC gives everyone their due, and they're about to get their due. And you saw it, that trophy that sits on top of the table.
And look at those boys in front of the Northern Guard. That's a feeling they'll never forget. You celebrate a championship in front of your home fans. You get a reception like this. They will remember this day for the rest of their lives.
And they certainly will.
The scarf says it all, City till I die. That's what a lot of these fans feel. And now they're going to get their due. They're going to get their medals. They're going to get their trophy. They are going to be Members' Cup champions.
And as we said, they will also get individual championship medals. Of course, don't forget about the bike that goes to the Black Arrow Award winner.
You know, if it's Stephen Carroll again, he can keep it this time.
He can keep it this time, unlike last year, where Sebi Harris had to jump on it and roll away.
Which he was okay with. Neil, what a great night. You know, we talked about this throughout the game because this was kind of a celebratory broadcast, but look at this. You were there at Cass Tech calling games out of a press box that had windows so cloudy.
A clouded window, man.
You couldn't see.
If it rained, you had no shot.
We are sitting in a stadium that was built at a time when this country needed a helping hand. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt put forward a project and the WPA that allowed this stadium to be built. He opened it himself. It fell into disrepair, kind of like the city that it was housed in, and its residents stood up, these fans stood up and said, we want to bring it back. They crowdfunded through the Key Worth It campaign the ability to raise the money to renovate this stadium, to make it something to be proud of again. And now this stadium will see its home tenant win a championship for the second time.
And a great scene there for the boys in Rouge. Stephen Carroll right there in the middle. And now we will send it down to the pitch. Here's Sean Mann to award the trophy to the Members' Cup champions.
Is named after Gil Heron, a Detroiter who ended up, he was a legend in Scottish soccer. He's first black person to play for Celtic, and he was a Detroiter. And so, without further ado, you know, it's a distinct honor and privilege to name this year's Black Arrow recipient. He's a name that's familiar to folks who've been following this club for a long time. It's our all-time leading goal scorer, Sean Conlon.
So there you have it, folks. The Members Cup champion, Detroit City FC. It's official. The Black Arrow Award winner, Sean Lawson, the all-time leading goal scorer for Detroit City FC. An incredible season wraps up here tonight at Keyworth. And a fitting end to what a truly magical year it was, John.
You know what, I think that's a great choice for the Black Arrow Award winner and a great night for City. Pods, it's been a great working with you all season. It finished in a championship again. We'll see you next year.
Absolutely. Big thank you to everyone at Baker College for your Watch City stream, and thanks to everyone for watching all season long. My name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, Detroit City FC, your Members Cup champion. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.